What's up, everyone? TJ here, introducing episode number 27 of the Rugby Muscle podcast. This episode was supposed to be about injuries and how you can prevent them, but unfortunately, we played the podcast back, and for half of it, you can't even hear Alex speak whatsoever. So rather than have to connect again and try and re-record the podcast, we conveniently recorded a couple more podcasts anyways. And so this one is all about your core and how you can use different core movements and progressions to improve your rugby game. Hopefully you enjoy that, and if you do, please don't forget to give us a 5-star review on iTunes. And now on with the show.
This is the Rugby Muscle Podcast, talking all that you need to become the best rugby player you can be. Now here are the Rugby Muscle coaches, TJ and Alex.
Dog. Johnny is a joker that's trying to steal my baby. He's a bird dog.
Did you get that reference, Alex?
No.
He's a bird dog. Because what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to chat about the core today.
And bird dog is what?
A first tier anti-rotation exercise.
Oh, what the bloody hell does that even mean? Well, we'll discuss that and lots more things in this episode of the Rugby Muscle Podcast. I am TJ, joined as always by Alex.
How's it going, guys?
Alex, let's just get it straight away. Actually, let me load up the timer because we're not going to overrun this week.
Sure.
And then, well, we're going to try not to. Did I say 15 minutes? Yeah, we were. 15 minutes. Right. So, the timer's loaded, so let's not fuck around on this fact too much, but it's time. Here we go.
It's time for the facts of the week.
Come on, Alex. Everyone's been waiting.
It's a super easy fact. You know, like Nacho Libre? The Mexican wrestlers?
Lucha Libre.
Yeah, whatever.
What did you say?
Nacho Libre? I don't know what that means.
Isn't that's the Jack Black movie, mate?
Yeah. Anyway. So, the greatest Libre of all time was a guy called El Santo.
El Santo.
El Santo, yeah. He's a legend.
Right.
He's all in movies and stuff. Anyway, it would have been his 99th birthday today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's a niche fact. You told me it was going to be a niche fact.
Yeah, it is very...
Wow, that's an interesting fact.
I would have gone against that and said Rey Mysterio is surely the greatest Lucha Libre of all time.
No. Incorrect.
Okay, fair enough. Not even gonna. What have you just linked me here? I've told you before not to link me to stuff whilst we're podcasting because it's distracting.
Check it out.
All right, I'll put it in the show notes. What Alex just sent me. Oh, nice. So it's basically drops from steroids.
It's like this.
Oh dear.
So good.
Okay.
Dick, cooler.
I love you.
Anyway, enough of Mark Bell.
Good start.
What have we decided that good start to the time restricted episode. Yeah. So we are going to talk about core work, why you need it, and what exactly we mean by core work for rugby players. Correct, Alex?
Yeah. We'll say rugby players specifically, but everyone can benefit.
Oh, full show. But I think this is very good specifically for rugby players as well. It's a weakness that I see in a lot of people.
Yeah, people suck at core work.
Yeah.
People seriously suck.
I do. I'm one of those.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a video that we can link to the show notes on a more efficient way of doing ab rollouts.
Oh yeah, send me that link, guys. Wait till the end of the episode. Check it out on the show notes on rugby-muscle.com or on the YouTube if you're on there. It'll be in the description below.
On the YouTubes.
Yeah, cool. Right. So, anyway, before we talk about rollouts and all of this, are you saying to me that as a rugby player, I can't just get away with doing 3 sets of 10 sit-ups at the end of my workout?
And if you want a really shitty back,
And at the end of my workout, I mean sometimes when I can be bothered, but most of the time I can't be bothered and just leave the gym.
not usually. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to make.
What about if I do an ab circuit? So I'll do leg raises, and then I'll do plank, and then I'll do sit-ups, but rather than just do a sit-up, I'll sit up and then I'll punch someone twice.
Seems excessive. Yeah, the planks are okay. I don't mind a plank. Yeah, no idea. What I'll do is I'll go through how I like to have core work done. I think I might even go through the basic exercises.
Yeah, I think what's important is that first off, we got to realise the difference between core and like abs. So
Yes.
if you've got a six-pack, that doesn't mean that you've got a good core. It just means you've got low body fat levels. If you're a fat bastard, doesn't mean that you've got a weak core. You just might have higher body fat levels. Okay, so that's the first thing we have to get away.
Look at Vasaliev, or whatever his name is, Alexei Vasaliev, the weightlifter.
Yeah,
He dominated like the early weightlifting scene, but he was fat as fuck.
yeah.
But he had some good core strength.
Yeah, I tell you, if you want a good, like, it's not the aesthetic bros that we see like on Instagram or whatever, or what Alex searches for in chat rooms. We're looking for. I'll put the post, and it'll actually be the main show post on rugby-muscle.com, the main picture, or on the YouTube. You're looking at it right now if you're watching the video. It's a picture of George North's abs. That is what sort of core we want to be looking at. It should be thick and it should be functional.
I honestly thought you were going to pick one of the Bunapoli brothers then.
No.
Mate, those guys are machines.
No, what I'd pick is that 13-year-old that's going viral that's smashed everyone.
Oh, that big Tongan lad.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Right. We're on our time limit, remember. So
Oh, yeah.
a thick trunk is what we're aiming for, because if we have a good, strong core, there's a few things. Are you laughing at thick trunk?
Yeah, totally.
Dickhead. Right. So a thick, strong core is what we're looking for, because if we have that developed, that is going to help us so much on the rugby pitch. Because I think first and foremost, if we've just got strong muscles for show and we've got no way to link them together, then they're going to be no use to us on a rugby pitch. So if you have a big, strong deadlift, maybe deadlift and squats are a bad example because you need a strong core to perform those movements really well. But if you've got massively developed quads, hamstrings, chest and shoulders, but you have no core stability and core strength, it's going to be very difficult to utilise that strength on a rugby pitch. Are you still there?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the fundamental thing about this is that your core is a method to transfer force through the body.
Yes.
It's not something to produce force. It's just there as a transfer mechanism.
Yes. So if I'm trying to work a strong fend, it doesn't matter how strong my chest is. Well, that having a stronger chest is going to help, but pushing my arm out, I'm going to have to use a strong core for that to be effective.
Well, here's the deal: that you can only push about 30% of your maximal push weight while you're standing up while support.
See, why didn't you say that as the fact of the week, mate?
Wow, that's an interesting fact.
Anyway.
So no matter how much you can bench press,
Yeah.
unless you can bench press 300 kilo, you're not going to be pushing a guy away just for strengthening your chest and arms.
Just from the chest, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd imagine
gotta
that percentage
have
would be
somewhat
maybe
transfer.
slightly higher if you've got a rock solid core and a lot lower if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
we
then-
can talk about transfer and support later on, but
And then the other reason that we want a nice, strong, stable core, or one of the other reasons, firstly, I was going to say, linking back to last episode about injury prevention, the stronger your core is, the more you can be stable in all sorts of awkward positions that you might find yourself in rugby, which brings me on to the third benefit, is that you can be strong in those positions. So when we're looking at rucks and bursting through tackles, all that sort of stuff, if you've got a strong core, you're not going to let your body get manipulated by your opponent.
Yeah, which is it's quite an advanced skill. It takes a while to start improving that directly.
Yeah, and I mean, you train a number of BJJ guys, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that is going to be pretty much 90% of their results. Obviously technique, but core strength is going to dictate huge how well they can do at this sport.
Yeah, man, they do a lot of core work. Yeah. I know they're good at it as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is the guy that I've posted in this video, is he a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player?
Ross? No, he just likes to train.
Oh, good on him. Anyway, right, so should we... First off, so now we've discovered that the core isn't just your 6-pack or 8-pack or whatever. It's a bunch of muscles in the trunk that are used to transfer force from one place to another through the body. Right?
Yeah, I think I just define it as all the muscles below your jaw and above your knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty much it.
You know, we mean your lower back. There's a lot of lower back work, glute work, hip work when it comes to developing a strong core, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, do you want to do that? Do you want to go through, let's talk about 8 different types of core work. So it's no use just doing an ab circuit and just throwing some fucking exercises together. If we're trying to really develop a strong core, we need to hit all 8, or at least like 5 or 6 out of the 8 to make sure that we can get that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you want to work your core through all the different kind of movements it does.
Yeah. So if you just work your core by doing, I'm going to keep saying sit-ups and crunches and whatnot, but doing ab work, those aren't going to help you when someone's trying to twist you around, because that is anti-rotation work. So yeah, let's go through all the different varieties, Alex. Do you know them offhand, or should I bring them up?
I know them offhand, mate. I'll do a lot of core stuff.
Yeah. So postural was the first one, right?
I mean,
we'll use postural as the first one.
I actually reckon there's 10. Because I include breathing exercises in there as well.
Okay.
So I'd have the first one as learning how to do diaphragmatic breathing, and then learning how to activate these deeper abdominal muscles.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have that as the first one. So that'd be... have you done like a kettlebell breathing drill?
Yeah, but I don't use a kettlebell. I use someone holding the person, like my hands.
Oh, nice. Cool. Okay, that idea then. We can put a video of that up. Then your postural stuff, or the learning to hold a static or neutral posture.
Yeah, I'd say also with the breathing drills, like I know for a fact that 80% of the people, maybe more, listen to this, are like, listen, you fucking idiots, I don't need to learn how to breathe. You know, have you got a good way of convincing them? I think the best way that we've said before, I think we've discussed, is results.
Yeah.
So I'd say just give this a go for like 4 weeks, and it's just you can do different movements in the start of your workout, and you see how much better your training goes and your performance goes if you learn to breathe through.
The gym, and we'll get their breathing right in the first 20 minutes, and they'll lift 20-30 more kilos.
For sure. Learning to brace your core, learning to breathe and brace properly via your diaphragm is good. You don't want to be breathing through your chest, you want to be breathing through your stomach.
Yeah, so on that point, when you start breathing through your chest and you're doing all this, I guess I'll call it incorrect breathing patterns, you start activating muscles that you don't really want to, and you get the shortening, strengthening effects on them. And again, it pulls you into this weird shoulder roll posture.
Yeah. Ideal. So going back to the last episode, it's something that can lead to an overuse injury.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So postural next that's like your plank progressions, how you can hold a good solid posture.
So the postural stuff I'd say was more of a dead bug progression.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You're thinking about the anterior core.
Yeah.
So that's rectus abdominis, maybe a little bit of obliques coming in.
Yeah. We'll talk about postural first. Yeah.
Postural stuff. That ties in really closely with our breathing things, but being able to hold that long spine position, almost like when you do a dead bug, and then it almost ties into the anti-extension work as well.
Yeah.
We do a dead bug. It's that extension strength.
Yeah, if you can try and keep your flat back rather than having a big hollow hole through it, trying to feel like you're pulling your belly button to the ground. That's how I try and help.
I cube a band on these.
Oh, nice.
I'll talk about that with you in another time, maybe.
Yeah, let's move on. We've got
Anterior
3
core
minutes.
next. That's your planks. That's anterior core stability. So it's
That's
not
your
trying to
planks.
resist a movement. It's trying to hold a movement. Okay. And in terms of back health, in general, you need to be looking at maybe like 2 minute plank. If you can't hold a plank for 2 minutes, you really need to work on that.
Yeah.
Which I understand is boring as shit, but you got to do it.
Yeah, or you just need to learn or need to make sure that you have the capacity to it. You don't necessarily need to do 2 minute planks every week.
Nope.
Like I like to do 3 or 4 sets of like 1 minute planks, and then if we can do that, fine. And we're not too bad, like we're not shaking and dying at the end. We know that we can probably do a 2 minute plank. So then from there we make it to a more advanced. So putting your feet up on a ball, doing a T raises, Swiss balls around, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I use 90 seconds. As long as you do 3 sets 90 seconds, you can progress it on.
This goes back to our progressions that we did in other podcasts as well.
Yep.
See, all this shit matters, boys.
It all ties together. It's like some big kind of
Okay, next one.
Postural stability. So this is kind of the opposite to our anterior stability.
Yeah.
It's being able to use the muscles in the rear of your body to hold a position. Again, it's not resisting a movement. You're not working against anything. You're trying
Apart
to
from
hold
gravity.
Sometimes not even that.
Well, not even that, no, because you can do it. You can do it standing up with a. What do you call it? With a pull
So if
through?
you did like a pull through hold, like a static pull through,
Yeah.
something like that. Which brings us on to anti-flexion work.
Yeah. So those two movements, both movements where you're trying to keep your body in a straight line. The first one, the planks and stuff, we're using the front of our body to keep it in a straight line, and then the next one, we're using the back of our body to keep it in a straight line. So upside down planks, glute bridges, yeah.
Good, we're both talking at the same time. But isometrically, we're not trying to move through anything. We're trying to hold position.
Yeah, and then we've got what, anti-flexion.
I'm actually going to go through the lateral stability first because I think stability comes before movement. So
yeah, so we
when
can
you
keep stable.
when you do core work, you have this progression list again. You go from stability to anti-movement to movement to unstable movement.
Yeah.
So
stability, keeping stuff steady, keeping it still.
Yep.
Anti-movement, keeping it still whilst resisting stuff, right?
Yep. Then you're looking at movement, so you'd be actually doing like rotating or forcing movement rather than resisting it. And then you look at doing the same, but under an uneven load.
Beautiful.
Okay, so then we got into lateral core stability, which is resisting, like bending sideways. That makes sense.
Side planks,
that traditional, I don't know what I'd call it, dumbbell side raise. What do you call that?
Oh, what? Where you get all these people that just pick up one dumbbell and then they just lean to the side and then stand up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever that happens to be, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Or side planks. That's what I have been doing.
Yep. Love a side plank.
Cool.
If you think you're a big deal, do a side plank on a Swiss ball on your hand. That's
nice.
That's
yeah.
Yep. Okay. From there, we look at rotary stability, which is where your bird dog comes in.
Mhm.
And this is the ability to resist a twisting force.
Yeah.
I think it's actually really tough.
Yeah. So when we're looking, like, I don't know if you saw my Instagram, mate. That's what I was doing as well, and I sucked.
Yeah, mate, the number of people who can hold a bird dog for 2 minutes is pretty slim.
Yeah. So we're trying to stay stable. Oh, there's our timer expired. So we haven't got long to get through these progressions, mate. But so basically, we're trying to stay stable whilst we've got a load or something that's trying to make our body rotate and twist, right?
Yep.
So a bird dog on all fours, lift
not,
one arm, one leg, and try and keep
It's not resisting rotation.
No.
It's holding a position using those muscles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we weren't using the muscles, we would rotate though.
Potentially.
Right?
Okay, so if we look at the next kind of level, which is our anti-movements, so this is resisting the movement. Looking at anti-rotation stuff, so that's anything which looks like a plank, but you have to resist the movement, or you have to try hard not to. So that's things like your stirred pots, Miyagi's, ab rollouts, and even things where you start using the GHR or back extension to hold yourself up.
Yeah.
Not GHR sit-ups because fuck that, essentially.
No, don't do that. Don't flex all the way back and then sit yourself
Unless
up.
you're a competitive CrossFit athlete.
Yeah.
And that GHR sit-up is part of your sport.
Don't do it.
Try and avoid them.
Yeah. So we're talking about getting in a glute ham raise machine and keeping our body flat.
Yeah, basically, there's a video of me doing some glute ham raise.
Yeah, you've done quite a few of those.
Overhead presses.
So obviously, you've got, if you're facing the ground, that's your posterior.
The actual anti-flexion work. That's your anti-flexion work. So that'll be like a back extension with maybe an iron cross or something on a glute ham raise or a back extension. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're resisting the force of gravity pulling you downwards.
Pulling your face down. Whereas if you're doing it with your face up, you're resisting gravity, pulling the back of your head down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So that's anti-flexion, anti-extension done. Your anti-lateral flexion.
So
this is a side plank. In that you're resisting being pulled sideways. Something like a farmer's hold rather than a farmer's walk.
Yeah.
Because it's always easier to do something statically than dynamically. So we start out with farmer's holds and anti-side bends, and then work on to stable and unstable walks.
Yeah, and then we can progress those by putting the load higher on our body.
Yeah, putting it in a more unstable position. So
you start off with your dumbbell, just one dumbbell or uneven dumbbells on your holding by your waist. Then you can put them onto a rack position, so like on your shoulder with a kettlebell, a little bit further forward. Then overhead, I like to do, which is fucking hard.
Yeah, and it's nice to build shoulder stability in the overhead walks as well. Personally, I think my favourite is probably that front racks. I find the anterior load, so that load in front of your body, really challenges me.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about that anti-rotation stuff, which is what people think is a really big deal. And it is kind of a big deal.
So your pull-off presses?
Yeah, any chops, lifts, presses like that.
I think they are a big deal. They
are a big deal, especially in rugby, any rotating sport.
Because, you've got people and things coming at you from all different directions. So if you can learn to keep your body nice and stable and brace throughout these different positions, which anti-rotation work will do, you're going to be strong in every single position. You're going to be stronger in the rucks, tackles, scrums.
Yeah, I mean, in that we start from position stability and work to instability, as per last week's podcast.
Yeah.
Week before last, maybe. And there's a bunch of really cool stuff we can do with this. Actually, and we start getting onto that more chaotic space.
Yeah.
But I'll quickly go over the next level of core stuff. As we're real quick. Essentially, it's starting to combine two or more aspects that we just talked about into combination exercises.
So now you're not just working flexion or anti-flexion, like frontal and lateral. Yeah. Working it all.
You're doing a combination of the two.
This is where you get your kinky shit with your bands.
Yeah, I love my band work, mate. So it might be something like a dead bug with a lateral band, which gives you that anti-rotation effect.
I was going to say, these movements are you can make them double by literally wrapping a band around your body and having someone just pull it in different directions.
Yeah, that's like a half step. Adding that perturbation. That perturbation is some agitation, some kind of stability. Is really good, especially if you're just coming back from injury. Adding this little bit of movement can help with the rehab process.
Yeah, man. All right, so you've got one more progression?
From there, I like the kind of chaotic effect stuff. So if we take our overhead walks, say, we change it to something more unstable. So we have either like a bottom-up kettlebell walk, or if you want to be kind of interesting, get a barbell, put some bands on the barbell, have two weights hanging down, two chains hanging down from that. Creates a lot of movement in your walk. Your shoulders have to be really stable.
Or a slosh pipe.
Yeah, I love a slosh pipe.
So like it's a pipe filled, like not fully, but some with water, so that every time you move around, it's going to move and become
more unstable.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate it. It sucks.
Yeah. All right. So let's bring this together. what can we take away from this? Your core isn't just your abs, and it will, if you work it right, it will help with your rugby performance. You want to go through all the different types of core work that you need to help you on the rugby pitch, which are, Alex, go name all 10 again.
Okay, so your breathing work, your postural work, anterior stability, postural stability, lateral stability. Then we have anti-extension, anti-flexion, anti-lateral flexion, and then your rotary stability and anti-rotation.
Cool.
I'll tell you what my guys are doing at the moment in terms of core work is every single session or every day if possible.
Yeah.
They do some static postural work and breathing work, and then they just pick 2 other types of core work exercise. 3 rounds and 90 seconds of those.
Nice.
And once they can do that, they just progress up to the next level.
So that's important. Is to you can't just go in and go at that top one and use a slosh pipe and walk around with one arm, because
even ab
you probably
rollouts,
don't have the stability.
Most people shouldn't ab rollouts.
Yeah, because what happens is you compensate with the wrong muscles if you can't hold your core properly.
So you have something called passive and active stability.
Yeah.
Active stability is where you'll be using your muscles to hold a position.
Yeah, you have to really think about it.
Yeah, and passive stability is where you rely on the connective tissue or bones.
Yeah.
So a lot of people end up relying on their lower back, and their lower back will extend with a ab rollout.
Yeah.
And it will kind of cause this extension.
Yeah.
Affect the muscles, which will kind of negatively affect the discs in the spine.
So work through from easy to hard. Make sure you get all positions right. Make sure you work throughout the week. Try and hit one of these different types each time, I'd say. I'll link in the show notes into an article I wrote for Rugby Dump, which says about most of the different movements. We don't quite cover. Like I categorized anti-rotation and just rotation as the same one because I needed to keep it to 10 or 11 movements, but I'll link that if you want to have a reference for some different movements on there. Anything else for closing, Alex?
If people want to talk to me about this core work, then just get hold of me. I quite like talking about it.
Yeah, message him on, where's your best place to message you, on Instagram or your Facebook?
Either or. Instagram's probably the best.
Okay, what is that?
Collision and Combat, I believe.
Collision and Combat on Instagram and on Facebook. Whilst you're there, go ahead and follow him and like him and give him some likes in his pictures. If you're not already following me, tj.strength, go ahead and do that. Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Because I'm doing these movements most days, so you'll catch some footage of that stuff. Anything else?
No, just get on doing it. It's shit to do. It takes some time to get it done.
Yeah, cool. Right, cool work for rugby players, boys. We're out.
Ciao.
I was going to play a song, but I'm not going to now.
Johnny wants to fly away and puppy love my baby. He's a bird dog.
See? Bird dog. More important to warm up for this session because I've already probably stiffened up a little bit from previous, so let's get it done.